Rishi. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Anil, for sharing this. And it really, I totally relate to that. And I've been struggling with my hand up and down. And especially when you mentioned, Rishi, that conflict, I suddenly put the two things. It was like, well, there is boredom. I'm rather being with food or YouTube than with the nature of my being. And there is the mind saying, okay, it's enough. How many hours a day do you want to sit? And what else can we do here? And there is this knowing also to, I don't know if there's knowing, maybe there's a resistance of going deeper. There is kind of maybe an arrogance. I know it. I am that. There are moments when I am that, and other moments when I stuff food, and or being bored and thinking of feeling suddenly depressed by boredom, thinking nothing is
Yeah.
here to yeah. So maybe yeah. So okay. I took the courage to put it out, and I'm waiting for
Very
you.
good. I'm so happy I'm so happy that you did. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that you did because this thing about boredom, I haven't talked about this in a long time. Boredom it's just one of those mental mind states that comes up, and people would much rather be in conflict than be bored. And this not being able to remain in what we're identifying as boredom is the source of conflict in marriages. It's the source of conflict in families. It's the source of conflict within societies. But boredom is a necessary, managing boredom, I should say, is a necessary part of the spiritual journey because of exactly what you said. If we don't recognize that boredom is here, we will stuff our face, stuff our mind, we will argue with other people, we will create conflict, we will spread around our unhappiness about being bored all over the place. So understand that the issue is not boredom as a concept. Everyone feels a certain amount of what we call boredom at different times. The opportunity that's being missed is the recognition that there is something, not a thing, of course, but there is something which identifies boredom. And then the vasana takes over. And the vasana says, boredom is not good. We don't like boredom. So let's eat something, smoke something, cuddle someone. Let's find some way to deal with this boredom. But from the perspective of inquiry, this is a golden opportunity because there's such a structure around boredom that if we ask the question, or we just simply notice that we are experiencing boredom and there is a reaction that comes with that, and we ask this question, and who is aware of this? And who knows this? And we look for that one. Now we do two things. We take the energy off the boredom and we turn the boredom itself into the fuel for the inquiry. And we find an interest and an enthusiasm, again, even briefly, for continuing with the inquiry. Okay. Now, having said that, I just want to address what you said about YouTube and what did you say, YouTube and eating or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things. Eating is necessary because this is a food body.
Yeah, but that is a different, different level.
So don't be too harsh about that. But do know when you're eating out of boredom.
Mhm.
Because if you're eating out of boredom, then you're not turning the energy of boredom toward the inquiry. You're actually using the energy of boredom to go back into the vasana.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So know the difference. So you have another option. The same is true with YouTube, I mean, but at the same time, understand that I'm going to say this and I'm going to catch flack for this. Just understand that YouTube was also a vehicle for the recognition of truth, which is available all over the world now. There was a time when you would have to spend your entire life traveling to India on a very slow boat or riding on a camel, through Arabia to get to India in order to know these things which are so readily available to us now. So I just encourage you to be sure when you're feeling bored and you need to look at something on YouTube, give yourself a piece of candy if you need to, but also notice that there are things on YouTube which are about the teaching. Notice that there are sharings on there that can again turn that attention from boredom toward enthusiasm for the inquiry, because you can go on there and you can hear, someone can be reading a beautiful meditation from Ramana's teaching, someone can be reading a beautiful text from the Avadhuta Gita, someone can, the Ribhu Gita is there, the full text. So, I mean, find a way to turn your boredom into something which is supportive of your journey, supportive of what your first goal is, or your first interest is, which is that which is awakening.
Mhm. Let me utter that doubt. It is, I totally go with what you say. However, there's this Rakshasa. Yeah, it is, all this is there on YouTube, and there's a special quantity of food which is sattvic or which is even a little bit rajasic, but there is this being, or there's this quality of, no, I don't want that, I want potato chips, or I want to see puppies and little kitten or some stupid comedy or
This is
yeah.
a vasana. Yes, but this is a vasana. You are taking it very personal. Vasanas are not, they are not personal. Vasanas are not here to just to disturb you. They are also here to awaken you. And the fact that you are aware of them means that you can use them. Now the question becomes, how do I use this? And this is asking this question and then persistently and consistently engaging in this has to become an interest for you.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
It has to become an interest. Your interest has to not be the potato chips, even if you're putting them in your mouth. Your interest has to be, how is this vasana happening? To whom is it happening? Why? It's like it has to be turned back into the source. And I agree with you. Once you give into it, this is why it's said in the teaching, you can never, you cannot conquer a vasana by indulging it.
Mm.
But what you can do is meet it and find a way to turn it back toward the source.
Yes.
This takes determination, discrimination,
Mm.
persistence, right? These are, if you look deeply into the teaching, you will see that these are the factors, if you will, of awakening, or the factors of enlightenment: determination, persistence, consistency, right? Enthusiasm for practice. These are the pillars of sadhana. So we want to keep at the forefront of our daily life.
Yes.
How can I use this?
Yes. Thank you.
Rather than I'm a terrible person because I eat potato chips. Is that helpful? Okay. Vasanas are vasanas. Don't delude yourself into thinking they mean something about you. Don't build your personality and your identity around your vasanas. Just know they are vasanas and that they must be chopped. And you have the strength and the will to do that and the desire to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Very good. Please don't give up on yourselves. In this long game, in this game of persistence, discrimination, and so on, in this long game of sadhana, all the rest of the world can give up on you, but you cannot. You must not. No matter what the mind says about you, no matter what others say about you, no matter what the world says about you, persistently and consistently remind yourself that which is aware is here now. What is being observed, what is being witnessed, what is being experienced is the dynamic display of consciousness alone. If you look to see only being, consciousness, in all that you experience, that you think, that you see, taste, touch, smell, and hear, you will come to know who you are. It's said in Japanese culture that the Bodhisattva Guan Yin, who was a manifestation of Avalokiteshvara in Tibetan, the Bodhisattva of compassion. It's said that Kuan Yin specifically awakened because she opened to the cries of the world. She heard the pain, the suffering of all beings in the world, and that this hearing and the compassion that arose out of her recognition of the suffering of all beings was enough to enlighten her fully in a moment. This is why I keep encouraging all of you to use what is here, taste, touch, smell, thought, emotion, whatever it is, eating. Use what is here to ask the question, who? Who? If you ask who is hearing this, as Kuan Yin did, and came to realize her nature as compassion, that she realized that she was the compassionate heart of being that was hearing the cries of sentient beings throughout all of creation. Use everything. This is what the saints and the sages have told us. They have pointed this way. What is it? Discomfort, heat, overeating. What is it for you? You see, it's not that there isn't anyone in here who doesn't have vasanas. Some are standing firm and knowing this is a vasana, and I am not that. And some are still trapped by the vasana when it comes up. So just keep moving in the direction of freedom. Know yourself as being, consciousness, compassion, love, kindness, grace, patience, persistence. Each of you has within you these qualities to greater or lesser extent. So for whatever it is for you that needs to be strengthened, strengthen it. But most of all, understand there is nothing about you that prevents you from knowing you are that which is free, aware, here, now. Accept the belief that you are less than that. You are being, consciousness, and bliss. If you must believe something, believe that. Mind follows. Liberate, liberate, liberate. Use everything for liberation. Let go of what needs to be let go of. If some belief, behavior, thought, pattern, or conditioning limits you to believing that you are a body or you are a mind, discard it. Don't keep lying to yourself. You are being, consciousness, and bliss. There is nothing else here. That which is aware in this moment is eternally aware. It was aware before you were born. It came into being in this form. But look deeply into this form, and you will see the formless being, consciousness, and bliss. Hari Om Tat Sat.